What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm gonna give you 10 checklist items that are gonna get you well on your way to starting your very own recruiting or staffing agency. All right, hey guys, my name is Ben Nader. If you don't know me already, or if you are brand new to the channel, welcome. If you're a follower of mine already, welcome back. Hey, if you have not booked a call with the Empire team to talk about starting your own recruiting or staffing agency, link in description. You should definitely speak with us. And if you're not a part of our Recruiter Empire group, you should definitely join the Facebook group. Also, link in description. Now let's jump right into this 10 checklist item where I'm going to show you exactly step by step how you can get your agency started in 10 steps. All right, so the first step here is to research the market and understand the demand for recruiting in your area. But this goes one step further, not just in your area. Understand that if you live in Florida, you don't only need to be looking for opportunities for demand in Florida for recruiting and staffing. For instance, if you want to recruit from Florida for positions that are in Texas, you can absolutely reach out to clientele that are in Texas. Recruiting is a nationwide business. A lot of people don't understand this. So you can actually recruit from Los Angeles to New York City. So all across the country, you can pick and choose your markets and research those markets for the demand there, find out what's gonna pay the most, what's gonna be the highest demand, and do that market. All right, so number 2, determine your job clientele and your targets. Who is hiring? Who are the actual people at these clients that are hiring? Who are the supervisors, the managers, the C-suites, the directors, the VPs? Who are the people that are actually calling the shots? You need to understand the titles, right? You need to understand exactly who's who's boss, who makes the decisions, right? Those are the people that you're gonna wanna speak with. So when researching this stuff, when getting into it, you have to understand your targeting. Very, very important. Once you can understand that, you can understand exactly who you need to reach out to. And then as a byproduct of that, you'll then need to also understand who your ideal candidates are going to be within that market as well, so you can actually fulfill those jobs. All right, so number 3 is identifying your business strategy. This involves 3 specific items, one of which we just touched on number 2, outlining your actual market strategy, right? Like who's who, where are they, right? So you've done that. Now the second 2 is what we need to do next. These things are really, really important. Identify your actual targeting strategy, right? So who are you going to target? Who are you going to hit? Who are you going to ping? And how are you going to ping them, right? Number 3, identify your financial targets, right? Or projections, right? Because you haven't made this money yet. You're going to make it, but how are you going to make it? And what are the projections? This is really, really important when it comes to figuring out exactly what you're going to make. Because if you think, in the first 3 months that you're going to make $1 million, well, you better have a really, really good strategy for that, because it's not likely to happen. It's more likely to happen over the course of a year or maybe a year and a half, but understand that you have to crawl before you walk before you run, and then run before you sprint. So identify those targets in a meaningful way that actually makes sense, so that you can actually make sense of the business. All right, so number 4, and this is pretty straightforward and simple, identify a legal entity structure for your business. This could be a sole proprietorship or an LLC, right? Figure it out. Identify whichever one is best for you. Obviously, I'm not going to give you any legal or financial advice here, but you do need to identify some sort of structure for your business and then move forward from there. All right, so number 5 is catching up to number 4. After you've identified a legal structure, let's say an LLC, you need a few more things. So you're going to need to grab a couple more legal and financial elements, which means a business bank account, right? That is necessary to do business. You're also going to need an LLC with an EIN, an employer identification number. This is something that you can get really easily online. It takes about 5 minutes. You're going to need an EIN as well as your LLC before you can even open a business bank account. So those financial elements are going to be a number 5. They do take a little bit, so go ahead and get those steps started, get those in the works, right, as you get the process going. That is step number 5. All right, so step number 6, this is a little bit closer to home, quite literally. So this is setting up your virtual workspace, right? So this is gonna be generally your home office, right? Now this is exactly where I work personally, in my home. And with that being said, it's where you should work too. Nobody should be going out and getting a commercial office space. You don't need that. It's gonna be just a big line item on your overhead that you don't need. Something unnecessary. A home office where you have enough peace and quiet to not only think, but also conduct business. So as long as you have those elements involved, you're good to go. Don't worry about meeting people face to face. We have Zoom, we have the phone, we have all these virtual elements today that you don't need a commercial office space. So trust me, it doesn't mean anything when you're waving around those keys and saying, hey, I have an office now. It doesn't mean anything. It just means you're paying more money for nothing. All right, so number 7, this is create an online presence. This is by way of generally optimizing a LinkedIn page for yourself, titling it out with what you do, who you are, a little bit about your bio, your experience. I've done previous videos on this. You can check that out. Just search the channel for LinkedIn and you can optimize that LinkedIn page. On top of that, you're gonna want a dedicated website for your recruiting agency, right? So set that website up. I highly recommend Wix, Weebly, or Squarespace. Honestly, Wix is generally the easiest out of them all. It's drag and drop, really, really simple for you to set up a website and look professional online. So basically, to create your online presence, I recommend 3 things total, one of which I really didn't say. First things first, a business email, right? Like a ben@mycompany.com, right? And then second thing is your website. Third thing is your LinkedIn. Once you have all those, you're professional online, ready to do business. All right, so number 8 is actually creating relationships with clients and candidates. So this is actually doing the business, right? So once you've completed all the other steps, or once they're at least in process, right? You don't have to pause, right? Once these things are actually in motion and you filed for your LLC, you filed for the EIN, you filed for the business bank account, you've got all those things in order, right? You can actually start reaching out to clients. You can utilize cold email, you can utilize LinkedIn, you can utilize all that stuff to reach out to clients and reach out to candidates and start building those relationships, start getting agreements signed, start getting conversations happening, actually start doing the business of recruiting and staffing. All right, so number 9, this comes naturally after you start, which is implementing systems, processes, and workflows into everything that you are doing as far as screening candidates, as far as screening and talking to clients. And this would be utilizing software and systems and tools like a CRM software, something where you can keep all of that data because you're gonna be talking to a lot of people, right? So you want all that stuff consolidated, you want it organized, you want all of those things in one spot where you know exactly where someone is at in the process, for instance. Or you wanna have all of that client's data, their phone number, their email, their address, their name, the point of contact, all of those things in one particular spot in your CRM, right? Or whatever software it is you're using. You want workflows, you want systems, and you want processes all around exactly how that works. So when you get up in the morning, you know exactly what action items are most important. What's highest priority to get done? What do you need to do first before you do anything else? Your CRM, your software, all that stuff will tell you that based on the workflow that you identify and the systems and processes that you put in place. All right, so last but not least, number 10, and this is probably the most important at this piece. Once you get here, you are ready to scale. So this means hiring recruiters and or support staff that actually can delegate out all of these systems and processes and tasks and other things that you're doing now to them, so that you can actually free up more time for yourself to work on the business rather than inside the business, right? This is always the goal, to work on the business, not in the business. You don't want to be self-employed forever. Being self-employed is kind of the equivalent to having a job. So once you've gotten this thing rolling, step number 10 is to kind of step yourself out a little bit, right? By hiring and delegating these tasks, by bringing in recruiters and, like I said, admin or support staff that can handle all the tasks you've been doing for the last 10 steps, but they can do those now so that you can scale. And nobody gets anywhere without building out a team. So always build out a good, solid team that can help you scale to kingdom come. All right, guys. Hey, listen, if you have not joined our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, link again in description. Also, book a call with our team. The recruiter team wants to speak with you. If you're interested in building a recruiting or staffing agency, we'd love to chat with you. Link in description as well. And I will see you guys next time.